to meet you all. I don't know why Candy said that I've been in business for 25 years. Do I not look 21? Times 2 plus 2. So I'm literally a Mavis Amankwah, and I've been running business for about 25 years. Now I could be here all day telling you about my story, about the good things in business and the challenging things in business. But one thing that I've learned over the last 25 years, I'm going to be sharing some of that with you today, and I'm also going to be telling you about funding. So I think for me, my journey started because I used to fix computers, I was doing IT, and it just wasn't for me. I had 2 young kids at the time, and I just said, I want to start my own business. I want to get into entrepreneurship. So with business, for me, it was passion. And a lot of us as women are passionate. We're passionate about what we do. We're passionate about, how we think, how we want things to look, which is great. But I found over the years, many businesses that I was helping, which was in marketing and PR, didn't have any money. Without money, we can't move forward. So fast forward around 15 years ago, while I was doing lots of different things, helping lots of people in business, winning awards, going around the world, speaking on the stage with Richard Branson, and just getting loads of awards, I was quite sad, thinking, I'm not really happy within myself because of the way that I looked, because I looked different, because I was a woman. But what I realised after a few years was being a woman, being different, being from East London, having my own story made me unique. And I think for us as women, we need to embrace our uniqueness. We are all special, we are all authentic. But one thing that we need to take away is that imposter syndrome. It needs to go. And as I went on my journey, when I got to about 15 years, I realised, do you know what? I'm shit. Do you know what? I know what I'm doing. Do you know what? I've achieved so much. And when I changed my mindset to a very positive and looking at my journey, I said, no, I'm definitely going to be successful in what I do. Now, success comes with many things. It comes with failures. I can tell you about 15 years ago, I lost around £90,000, and I thought that was the end of me, but it was just the beginning. So what I want to share with you, ladies, is that one thing that we need to do is, first of all, be authentic. Embrace what you have. Be proud of yourself. When you're talking to people about who you are, feel good about it. This is me, this is what I do. I'm really good, because let's be honest, people buy what they see. They might hear about your brand, they might hear about your business, but they buy you. If you Google me, you will see that I've won 17 awards. I've got a BEM from the King. I've had the opportunity to be on stage with some really big names. And that was because I decided that I was going to be unique and I was going to be proud of it. So on your journey of whatever you're doing, the first thing that you need to do is understand how you work, how you operate. Some of you are working by yourselves, doing things by yourself. Around 18 years ago, I got shingles, and I realised that I couldn't do this alone, and I had to bring on a team. And I have some of my team here today, and that was one thing that has made me very successful in all that I do. So number one is definitely about being unique and being proud of yourself and owning it. Number two is about getting a team, because you will burn out, and that is the thing. And now it's so hard to juggle children, families, the pets, the mom, everything, and look in the mirror and go, wow, is this me? And for me, even though I'm 51, I have looked after myself through training, through health, and just enjoying my life. Even though there has been some really sad moments where I've literally felt and thought I want to give up. But with me, I'm somebody who is very, very resilient. When people say to me no, many people say to me no. I had a contract that I won around 2008 for £1 million, and everyone said to me, no, you're not going to get that contract. I walked in there with my other colleague who was a woman. We went in there, it was a male-dominated contract, went in, we won that contract. So for you, you need to think about where you want to be. You need to think about the big picture. 2026 is just around the corner. Think about how much you want to make next year. Put that figure in your mind. Put that figure in your mind right now, ladies. I'm just going to give you like 30 seconds. Don't think small, because we are here in this lovely, splendid place. Think big. Think about a figure that feels right to you. Think about your worth. Think about your uniqueness. Think about what has made you authentic and look and say, this is the figure I have in my mind. Now, once you put that figure in your mind, the next thing is, how am I going to get to that figure? And this is where you need to think about strategy. You need to think about who you're going to bring on board, how you're going to grow, how you're going to do it, and make sure that you have the right people behind you. Because one of the things that I found as a business owner for 25 years, it is lonely. You cannot, when your payroll's due, the bills are coming in, you are very, very lonely. And those times are the times when you need to really have that support mechanism. So once you've got your support mechanism, you've got your strategy, you've got your plan, think about those figures. And I was speaking earlier to our next speaker about multiple streams of income. And that is the key to success. Because one day this is trending, the next day that's declining, another day this is what's in, and you have to be very authentic in what you do. But you need to obviously make sure that people understand what you do. For me, they know me as the funding lady, because many years ago, as I said, people were saying, oh, we love PR, we love marketing, but we have no money. So I took it on myself to help women in the community to raise funds. So whether you're looking for grants, and I always say to people, you've got a business, that's fine. Do you know that you could get grants to offset some of your costs? Because at the moment, it's very expensive to run a business, to operate a business, the taxes, the bills, the payroll, it literally adds up. But sometimes people have their accounts and they can't even make a profit. And if you keep doing the same thing, you're going to realize that profit is very hard to get. So make sure that you understand your numbers, understand your figures, and look at different multiple streams of income. So for myself, I always say grants is one that you can go for. You can also look at things like business loans, low interest business loans. You can look at investments from family and friends. And most importantly, and this is something that I found with all the women that I've coached and spoken to, and I've spoken to a lot of women. If you Google me, you'll see lots of information about me. I've got a wiki page, there's so much. But we are not the greatest, the numbers, because we have that passion, we have that nurturing in us, but we need to have that mindset of going for those figures. So once you put those figures together, you need to think about who is going to support me, what is it that I need to do. Get yourself a coach, get yourself a mentor, identify your strengths. What are you good at? Brilliant, great. But identify what are your weaknesses. Now for me, I had to learn the hard way by getting sick, by having shingles, but that was really early on. So that has made me actually strive over the last 25 years. So once you're able to identify your weaknesses, you can then start working on all of your strengths and bringing in the right people and bringing in the right team. So with the funding, you need to have the multiple streams of income. Without that, you won't be able to create that generational wealth to have the things that you want for your children or families or grandchildren. And sometimes as women, that's the mindset that we don't have. So think about your wealth, think about your generation. Now I'm 51, I'm now enjoying my life in a different way, because it's not really about the money anymore. Because first it was passion, and now the money flows in. So any of you that are interested in funding, in terms of grants, there's lots and lots of tenders out there. Let me tell you, there's a lot of contracts out there. Even though we are going through a crisis, this is the time when small businesses make money. As long as you can be authentic, as long as you can be unique, you can make money. So go out and look for those contracts. That's another multiple stream of income. grants, as I said earlier, is another stream of income. What you do, the services you provide. So whether it's speaking engagements where you go out and you do workshops, you do master classes, mastermind classes, that's another stream of income. And then also think about things like digital products. That is a game changer. You know, if you can get to that point where you're able to make money, passive income, while you are asleep, that is a different ball game. Now, with the digital products market, it is a huge market. There's lots of competition, but make yourself unique in what you're doing. So I've only got 10 minutes. I haven't got much time to speak, but what I want to say to you is that one of the biggest achievements for me, and that's kept me going and made me still look like I'm 21, even though I'm not 21, and a glamour, is having the right people around you, bringing on the right teams, getting that strategy right, understanding that you don't know everything and you can't do everything by yourself because it's not going to work. And there's times where you may need funding to grow, funding to expand, funding to sustain. And don't be afraid, because a lot of ladies say, oh no, I don't want to get any money, or I don't want to do this. That is the wrong mindset. If you do have that intention of growing and building a business for your future and to have that soft life that we deserve. So take away that I can't and put on those big, hairy, audacious goals and think about that figure. 2026, we'll be here probably in a year's time before we know it. What have you achieved? What do you have in mind? Is it money that you need? What support mechanism do you need? And I'm here to help. So today, I've got a QR code. If anybody really wants to speak to me and really serious about business, because I'm a serious business lady, you know, that is me. I'm happy to talk to you, tell you about the good bits of business, the, you know, challenging bits of business. But one thing you must do is never, ever give up. Thank you so much, everyone.